And then someone chimes in, but sir, germ warfare. Saddam says, before a little, in 89, they said in the future they would see a car. Now they said, that's another point of contention. I'm taking it from the context. Saddam has been reading these assessments from the U.S. They said in the future, because you really can't hear it there. I went back, I listened, there's a fill-in there, all right? There's a fill-in. They fill it in one way, I fill it in another way. They said in the future they would see a car, a nuclear explosion in, for example, Washington, or germ, or chemical. Sir, germ, biological. We can arrange a house, we can arrange a truck with. This is coming. This story is coming, but not from Iraq. Tariq says, sir, they can't do it. It is coming from others. Biological. This is easy to arrange. This is easy with any biological. Now, here's a good, biology can mean any biologist, or it can mean any biological, as in biological weapon, because they don't use the word weapon, they just cut it to biological. You can use a truck with a germ, fill the water tank, and kill. Now, I left that as intelligible. ABC had it as 100,000. It's definitely not 100,000. Somebody got creative. That's just what it is. I don't want to make this sort of a match between me and ABC News. They did a good job. In general, I give them good marks. It's just this area. It's difficult to get through because you have people talking past each other, and I just want to illustrate some of the difficulties with this. And this is not a country. It is not necessary to suspect a country. Anyone can do it. Tariq Aziz, anyone can do it. An American in a house near the White House. They wouldn't have much reason, or they wouldn't have much reason to pin us, except the institutes. They have big institutes like HACM for biological weapons. We have Fort Detrick for biological weapons research. HACM, and then HACM, and it is known that it was destroyed. So this is like brainstorming. They're just throwing things out here. Let me make it clear, this is not a deliberate plan, and they're going through exactly what's going to happen when. You're seeing what's going on in their hearts and minds come out through their mouths. Sir, if we can convince the others also that this institute has the equipment, I don't think there would be a makayin. There would be then there's some mumbling, and he says, yes. And the person says, well, the reaction? Yes, care with all the shibabish. I mean, if actually there is going to be destruction, I think our position is not going to be strong. This is not what you say if you're simply talking about a warning you gave, but you have no intention of acting. He wouldn't be saying that. Is that clear? The others are going to say that this is true. The 5 are not going to accept. The 5, that's all he says. He doesn't say Perm 5. He doesn't say Perm 5 of the United Nations Security Council, but that's what I think it is. Something else on this page. Really disturbing. Tariq Aziz, he's the guy for media, the diplomatic reaction, blowback. So they're asking what the reaction is going to be. And he says, well, if actually, now you've already heard him chime in for biological. It's obvious he thinks biological is the way to go. So in his response, he says, actually, if there is going to be destruction, I think our position is not going to be strong. Do you get destruction with biological or chemical weapons? No, you don't. Why would he even say that if they didn't have a nuclear weapon capability in 1996? Now, I would refer you to an article in the London, I believe it's London Sunday Times from 2001. It had a defector, worked in the nuclear weapons program, came out through Kurdistan. He said the Iraqis had nuclear weapons. He mentioned that they kept them in an extremely well-guarded site in the Hamreen Mountains. I was involved with an inspection of Jebel Makul presidential site, which what got the whole presidential site imbroglio started. And the reaction when we got there was completely distinct, completely different from any other place. The Iraqis weren't even going to go through any niceties. You're not coming in, end of story, you might as well turn back. Forget getting on the phone with anybody in New York, it's not going to happen. That was their attitude. Now, we've seen that they had a plasma nuclear enrichment program. We've seen that they rebuilt an electrical power station in Basra so they could divert the energy for uranium enrichment. Just how long is it going to take for them to get fissile material, folks? Simply because we don't have the evidence sitting on our face, that means we can't say it occurred? That's pathetic. We have to have a little bit more respect for our enemies. How long did it take us with the Manhattan Project when it was still at the very forefront of the technology? They went into a library and they got all the info on how we built the first bombs. We gave them, what, 5, 10 years worth of research, just like that. I think we're deluding ourselves, really.